Hello! It is time for my bi-weekly reader to come back. Sorry for the last week. It was supposed to go up last week and I went silent, I know. Apologies. But I've been busy. And, well, it is how it is. That's life. So, I've gotten a little bit of a stack. And, ooh, this is fun. I'm very, very, very excited to be talking about the books that I've been reading for the past 2 weeks. Yes. So I think I'm going to start with the first book that I finished, and that was, or 2 weeks? I think it's 3 weeks at this point. So the first book that I finished was Volume 5 of The Wandering Inn. And god damn, it was amazing. The way everything from beforehand, everything that had been built up in the past 4 volumes had just come up to a climax. And this emotional moment, in these emotional moments that destroyed so much, and it hurts you and it breaks your heart, and it's so painful, but it's such an amazing moment for this series that I think shows the quality of writing that the author can get to. She can reach such an emotional climax, and this isn't even supposed to be the climax of the volume, but the way she took everything that had come up until this point and just said, okay, here we go, and ran it into our throats, and it was like candy. Or maybe not like candy, sour candy. It sucks, but we love it. And it was absolutely delightful of a ride. I honestly could not stop listening to the audiobook, and I was obsessed. So, beyond that, I finished, come on, there we go, A Fool's Hope, and I really I enjoyed this book. I think I enjoyed it about as much as I enjoyed the last book, maybe honestly a little less. So I have one qualm with it that I'll start talking about it in my spoiler section, or not my spoiler section, when I get to talk about it with the Red Company. So we're going to be talking about it sometime late April with Chance, Jake from Nerd Level Rising, and Chris from Reader Book Beast. Cannot wait to do that. Those guys are awesome. And this was a very fun book. Not my favorite, though. I have one qualm with it that I'm not too sure on, and it could really affect the rest of the series. Or the last book, of course, because there's only one book left. I just don't know what to think on this, and I think maybe having a discussion about it will really help flesh out my thoughts. So I'm excited for that, because this one I'm very iffy on. So beyond that, started Trader's Knot. I'm loving this. I am about halfway through, about 3/5 of the way through, and I'm loving it. It's just such a hard read for me to have right now, because I've got so much going on in terms of classes that I want to read it so badly, and I don't know if I'm going to have to put it on hold, because it might have to happen. I'm just now realizing that I'm not able to get as much reading in on this as I'd like, so we'll see, but I'm in love with the book, especially after Peril's Gate. I cannot put this book down at times, but then the problem also arose with the next audiobook that I started. So maybe you will notice on my shelf that I may or may not have taken off 3 books. I would like to add that I started Eye of the World a week ago. And so, if you can't tell, I have finished Eye of the World, The Great Hunt, hold on, there we go, The Great Hunt, and am now about this much of the way through The Dragon Reborn. Yes, so, okay, this was not in my plans at all. It wasn't something I intended to do. But as I said, I was mood reading. So I decided to start The Wheel of Time again. Even though I said I'm going to read it next year. I might still read it next year. But I'm listening to it on audiobook. And I listened to Eye of the World. And I'm like, that was fantastic. It was good. And then I listened to The Great Hunt, and I loved it. And then now, here in The Dragon Reborn, I cannot put it down. Actually, no, I couldn't put it down in The Great Hunt. I take that back. But now, like, truly and honestly, I cannot put The Dragon Reborn down. And, like, I had to stop listening to the audiobook to come record this, and I kept pushing this off because I wanted to listen to The Dragon Reborn. Because I have a certain amount of time in the day today. But regardless, I am loving The Wheel of Time. So that is what I've been listening to. And believe me, there is going to be a review for everything. I know I'm behind on my reviews. So what should be happening is the Monday before this comes out should be a Wandering In review. I think Wandering In Volume 2 I didn't cover. So it'll be Wandering In. And then, of course, you're seeing the Biweekly Reader now. And then after the Biweekly Reader should be this Friday, what's it called? Eye of the World. And then the next week, I'm going to do Wandering In Book 3. And then, whatchamacallit? God damn it. Oh, yeah, and then there's that Wednesday. I think I'm going to do Monday, Friday until about the end of May. We'll see how far I can push stuff ahead. And then that Friday, I'll have a Great Hunt review. And then the next week, Book 4 of The Wandering In, Book 3 of Dragon Reborn, and a Biweekly Reader, I think. Yeah, that should be right. Hopefully I can do that. And then after that should be just roughly the same idea. And if I can get the Trader's Not done, then absolutely you'll hear about this on a Friday. I like to put the big series on Friday. So, regardless, what books did I get? So, first book that I got, The Liar's Knot. Actually, I think it's interesting. Trader's Not, Liar's Knot. I didn't even think about that. But I've heard great things about this trilogy, so it's the second book in our current, Broken Binding subscription cycle. So I'll get to it at some point, maybe later this year, maybe not. I don't know. I have such a stacked TBR, so it may just not happen. Then I got something that, oh my god, this has taken months of searching. Destiny's Conflict in trade paperback. Let's fucking go. This was $10, might I add. This was, oh my god, thank fucking god. Was such a, I looked it up on a whim because I said, okay, I want Destiny's Conflict in hardcover. So one day, hopefully, down the road, I can get it in hardcover. But I'll settle for trade. I'll settle for trade paperback any day. And this is a good quality trade paperback. Look at this. It's not in bad condition at all. No creases on the, well, there's like one crease along the spine, but it's not a problem for me. So, and I also ordered a Stormed Fortress trade paperback, so that should be coming in sometime later this week. And that's fantastic. That's what I want. And that is pretty much what my my book haul has been. Haven't been buying many books. Well, haven't been buying many books. I bought these 2 books, so I'm not going to say that. But I am hoping that the next few weeks my plan is this. Read Trader's Knot, and now that I think about it, I gotta go get the other 2 books. Hold on. Okay, so read Trader's Knot, hopefully finish off Trader's Knot, because again, I am loving this book. It's just time. Time is not on my side right now. And then listen to The Shadow Rising. It's gonna happen, by the way. If I decide that I want to listen to The Shadow Rising, I'll listen to the whole thing in the next 2 weeks. Let me be very clear about that. And read a book I've already started, now that I think about it. So, it's called The Silver Crystal. I said I was going to read it for Ryan Lands, and I think it's going to be fantastic. So, I've read a little bit of it, haven't gotten too much of it because I want to finish Trader's Knot first, but after Trader's Knot, I'm going to try and focus on that, see if I can get it done by the end of the month. I don't think that's going to happen, but I'll try. And then, if I have any extra time in the month, I would like to read Grave Empire by Richard Swan. This is a beautiful edition that I have. I know. It's gorgeous. And I cannot wait to actually jump into Richard Swan's... Is that his name? Yeah, Richard Swan's works, because I've heard great things about it. And I think that's about it. So, oh yeah, and once I finish The Shadow Rising, probably listen to more Wandering In. That's always fantastic, because I listen to the audiobooks while I do stuff. So, and that's about all I have to say for now. Well, do I have anything else? I haven't been playing many video games. I don't play video games as much as I used to, which is both a sad thing, and I also don't care, because I've been trying to play video games recently, and it's like, I don't know. It's not jiving with me anymore, sadly. But maybe one day I'll get my groove back. That's about all I have to say. This is a very short bi-weekly reader, though I could talk about my thoughts on the Wheel of Time. I'm going to talk about the Wheel of Time. I got to tell you people about what my thoughts on the Wheel of Time. So, what have I been thinking of the Wheel of Time? Spoiler free for the first 3 books. I'm loving it. Well, clearly I'm loving it, but to go a little deeper, I have a bit of a history with the Wheel of Time. So I started reading the Wheel of Time after I finished Stormlight Archive 2 years ago. That might be wrong. That might be 2 years ago. Yeah, holy shit. God damn it! Time flies. 2 years ago! But I started reading the Wheel of Time, and I think I got up to about a third of the way through book 5 in 2023. I'd say towards the end of 2023. And then I stopped. I said, I really enjoy the Wheel of Time, but I don't think it's not for me right now. I'm going to come back to it later. And here I am. It's like I don't want to call it a final boss, but it's kind of like the final boss where you like see him, fight him, you lose, shit, and then you come back and you're like, yes! I beat you because you suck! Well, because the Wheel of Time's awesome, but I digress. Also, because we were going to be getting the Eye of the World special edition later this year, and I kind of wanted to know if it was going to be worth buying. Like, am I going to love this series enough to actually buy it? Answer is yes, I am. I'm buying all those fuckers. 14 years, next 14 years, come on. Bring it. Bring it, baby. Gladly. Give them to me. Gimme. Or maybe they'll just decide, no, they won't. They'll do it one a year, probably. And then I came back to it recently, because everybody was talking about the Wheel of Time, because the show was coming out, and then I said, okay, fine, I'll go back into the Wheel of Time. And then I hear shit things about the show, and I go, well, I don't want to watch the show, because the show sucks. I don't want to watch the show. And then I go, okay, so what's the Wheel of Time going to be about? Like, actually, another thing that made me think about it was, I saw this post on Twitter that just drove me fucking insane. And it was, the Wheel of Time is anti-feminist literature. And I'm sitting here going, what are you talking about? Okay, what the fuck are you on? Are you on some sort of crack? Because that's just not what it's about. And I knew that. And I also remember the funniest thing, how right after, I don't know why I said this, I don't know what came into my head. But I remember there was a point in time where I would call the Wheel of Time sexist. And, I mean, sure, it's in it, but I don't get what was going through my head. I honest to God don't. I'm thinking to myself, why on earth did I say that? I gotta go fix it. I gotta go back and I gotta check out the Wheel of Time, and I gotta go see, was that perspective correct or just completely incorrect? And I think it's completely unfounded. But I mean, this stuff, I love it. It's just the characters are. I love Elaine, Egwene, I guess is how you pronounce that. I loved Matt, Perrin, Rand, and the Aiel. So, like, the thing is, so I did get up to through book 5 before, so I know some stuff. I remember a couple things, and I'm going, oh, the Aiel are so badass. And knowing that I get more of these guys, I'm happy. Like, it's just like, you get this part of the world, and it's like, okay, this is so sick and cool, and they're building it up so well, and then you get more. I was like, oh, just give it to me. And I cannot stop. It is literally like an addiction. Like, that's why at the Shadow Rising, I'm going to have to stop. I actually am going to have to stop myself. But I am obsessed. And the only reason I'm letting myself go off the rails with audiobooks is because I don't have as much time to read, so I just let an audiobook go and I go do something. And just these characters are so delightful. And seeing all the plot points move and weave and then converge, and all the foreshadowing, it's so exciting for the rest of the series. Like, I love prophecies, and so getting all these prophecies is also really cool. And I loved the magic, the Saidin and Saidar, we have the two halves of the the one power, and it's the male and the female half, and then and how the Age of Legends, and how I'd always see this. It's always man and woman have to work together. I just love it, okay? I just love the Wheel of Time at this point. So I'm going to be binge reading the Wheel of Time audiobook version, and then after I'm done with the audiobooks, I'm going to go cry in a corner. That's probably not true, but I know I'm going to love the series at this point. I know that for a fact. I've always known that. But now it's been cemented. I'm going to love it. And yeah, I cannot wait to do that. So you'll be getting a review for all of the Wheel of Time at some point. Book 1 soon, book 2 after that, book 3 after that. Same for more Wandering In. Yeah, I know you guys like the deep dives, or maybe you don't. I like the deep dives. I'm going to keep doing deep dives. And I might do a Wheel of Time deep dive. That sounds fun. I really like that idea. So, yeah, that's about all I have to say for now. I hope you all have had a fantastic 3 weeks. Tri-weekly reader now. But tell me, what have you guys been reading? Have you been enjoying it? And that's about all I have to say. I'll see you all next time. Hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day.